And I want to show you this, something that I just saw here. Look at this. Jean-Michel Jarre, Oxygen. So those are my vinyls there. We're going to go through that and select top 5, my old records. And let's do it. Let's dig into this pile of vinyls. As you can see, I got them down and didn't really look at it. You can see there's probably, I don't know, 100 vinyls, and I know I had more. There was, I think in 1992, I gave some to some ex-girlfriend. I remember it was probably this much. It was in a big bag, so that much, and several more. I don't remember giving to people thinking I don't need them. I already got them on CDs. So let's see now, what do we have here? This is really not in any kind of order. I just took them down and put them here. Let's start in order, and this may take a while. So for all of you that don't care about 50-year-old LPs, you can switch to some other video. Okay, so we want to select top 5 from this pile that had some effect on me, that meant something. It's not just like the best records or I like the most, but it had some effect on me. So Electric Light Orchestra, yeah, I remember it was a good album. It was kind of a new music, and it smelled like Beatles or something. I even didn't know how to define it that moment, but right now means nothing. Huh! When did you listen to one of those last time? Rock and roll. And now we can start. This, maybe not this one, but Stevie Wonder, you know, Barry White and all that sound, James Brown. That was amazing in those days. We listened, a buddy of mine that lived across the street, he was coming usually, when we wake up about noon, he comes up and he always wanted me to play Stevie Wonder. The song, Living for the City. There's some kind of noise from New York town, New York streets and stuff, so that was his favorite, Living for... Okay, one of the Serbian bands from Belgrade, legends from end of 60s, U Grupa. What U stand for, I don't know, maybe it was Yugoslavia, but it was one of the first bands that developed a big name in Yugoslavia and Serbia. Wow. Wow. I even didn't know I had a Neil Young album. I really didn't know I had a Neil Young album. Look at this. In good old days, this was something, reading stuff from the back or whatever is inside the album. Look at this, vocals. Linda Ronstadt. So, I don't know, Linda Ronstadt was on this album helping. This is it. I had to listen to this just because I don't know that I had it. America Stars and Bars. And so this must be in absolutely every selection, but I'm gonna omit it. You know, it would be too much, but it meant a lot. And normally, White Album, which is my favorite Beatles album, White Album. These are some historic records. I don't know, 3 black guys. It's called, the band is called Imagination. I don't know, it was disco era. I was buying anything I can find out. Oh, one of the greatest albums, really. Rod Stewart, Atlantic Crossing. What songs we have here? 3-Time Loser, yeah. I Don't Want to Talk About It, really good one, ballad. This Old Heart of Mine, yep. Still Loving You, and Sailing, one of the biggest hits. Oh, what we have, some gypsy stuff, Serbian gypsy music, more gypsy music. Then we have Grover Washington Jr., great sax player, really good sound and tone, but the album is missing, it's empty, just we'll see, maybe it shows up. Oh, yeah, I already told you, my favorite, Eric Burdon, favorite. Can I put this in a selection for top 5? Probably. For me it was amazing, and Eric Burdon, so it's gonna start as a candidate. And more gypsy music. Kings, Davis Brothers. This album sucked. It has that one good song, Alcohol. Really good one. Peter Tosh, little bit reggae. Then another one that I even didn't know I have, Junko Reichardt. So this was probably about 1980 when I learned about Django, and actually one of the first Django tunes I remember hearing sometimes early 70s, it was Nuage. That's Django composition, amazing, and it stuck in my mind, and then the moment I could get the record, I got it. I'm gonna put Django as really one of the, maybe not this album, but Django as artist, a person that really meant to me in developing my music taste. We have a couple of Russian records, Bulat Okudjava and Vladimir Vysotsky. They call this single guy with a guitar, they call the bard, and usually it's more like a poet, you know, doing his lyrics are so important. It's not about the melody or the rhythm, just the lyrics are important. Great stuff. And another one similar, it's just France. It's not Russian. Georges Brassens, great voice, great tunes, and again, more like important for the lyrics and poetry. Ravi Shankar, I had to get this because Beatles went over there, Mia Farrow, Donovan, everybody went to India, Ravi Shankar, you know, Maharishi, Yogi. I had to see, but I think this one was boring, nothing. Then more Russian gypsy stuff. This is a woman, Olga Yanchevetsky. She left Russia after October Revolution, and communists took over and came to live in Belgrade, here where I am. And she was known as a singer, all traditional Russian songs, gypsy songs. We all loved her before. She's dead now. Then this is Tangerine Dream, the album Fedra. It was 70s when they start doing like electronic music and stuff, so, you know, remember Tubular Bells, Rick Wakeman, and this was, I think, German band. They had several albums. I don't know, today means nothing to me. And then the first blues album I ever got, Big Joe Williams, and one of my first favorites. Bronski Beat. What's this? 1983 or something like that? Bronski Beat. My God, who could listen to this music? Today I cannot listen this. Oh, Jesus Christ Superstar. I got even that. I don't know how and when, but then we have another Rod Stewart. What's this? Hot Legs, Rod Stewart. And then here another pile of gypsy music. These are all gypsy records, Russian, Serbian, Czechoslovakia. I like gypsy music. I grew up surrounded with gypsies in this area where I live. This is all gypsies. Now they moved them out because it was old houses, you know, and then they demolished them to build new high-rise buildings. So they moved them to different parts of town. But this area where I live, named Dorchel, is famous for gypsies. And then normally gypsy music. Oh, there he is, Rick Wakeman. This is after, yes, his solo stuff. More Rick Wakeman, King Arthur and Marilyn stuff. Oh, Gilbert O'Sullivan. That was a good record. He was a big at one moment, huge. Paul McCartney, Tug of War. There's Ebony and Ivory, song he did with Stevie Wonder. And then Sade. When she, Smooth Operator, you know, you have to know that song. That was great sound. Oh, Dire Straits. And I think this is second Communication, yeah. This is second album, Dire Straits. Gonna tell you, their sound, when they came out, I was amazed, impressed. More Rick Wakeman. I like him. I like that keyboard stuff, but then today I wouldn't be able to listen any of that. Okay, now this one is gonna go on my top 5 list. Hank Williams. I think I got this end of 70s, maybe even 1980, beginning of 80s. This is like complete Hank Williams, like 20 some songs that he wrote, you know. Everything is here. Hey, Good Looking, Crazy Heart, Window Shopping, Setting Wood on Fire. I'll never get out of this world alive. When I heard Hank Williams, I said, I wish I was born earlier. This one meant to me. And more Hank Williams. Okay, Status Quo, English band. I saw them live like beginning of 70s. They were totally different from their pop days. Great guitar work, the whole band, great rhythm, great noise. It was, for me, one of the first concerts I attended, and it was amazing. Ah, Harry Belafonte, all that calypso songs. And more Stevie Wonder. Oh, Ringo Starr. But he did some old stuff, like Sentimental Journey, Blackbird, some Bye Bye Blackbird, but those are old songs from like 40s, you know, from I'm a Fool to Care. It's all like, I don't know who made him do this album. It's not rock. And then here, first 11 albums of Elton John. I was huge fan of Elton John, huge. And then became boring. Burl Ives, Songs of the West, I liked country and cowboy music, cowboy movies, so Burl Ives. And here's the one. This one meant a lot. Yeah, The Man in Black in San Quentin live. That was something. I got this record 68 maybe. And it was, somebody sold me, it was overused, you can see it's all, but The Boy Named Sue, you know. So what we have here, The Boy Named Sue, Wanted Man, I Walk the Line, San Quentin, Darling Companion, his wife was singing there with him. This one is one of those that's going into my top 5. That meant something. And then I got another Johnny Cash. This is like classical Johnny Cash, you know. John Henry's Hammer, Another Man Down Gone. This is like some working songs. Not my favorite. Elkie Brooks. I even don't know who this is. Bo Diddley. And then from Clint Eastwood movies, Hugo Montenegro, you know, the composer of all those Western tunes that we all know. There he is, the man, Barry White. More Barry White. This was something, I'm telling you, James Brown, Barry White, this was like 1978. A friend of mine lived in some fancy suburb called Dedinje here in Belgrade. They had big mansion house, and in the basement his older brother made like disco. They, you know, built a bar, and then, you know, there's a disco ball, huge stereo system. I came there with this friend of mine, and when he starts playing stuff, James Brown, Barry White, Earth, Wind and Fire, it was amazing, and it was in the middle of the day. I couldn't believe where I am, and that sound. When I heard Barry White's voice for the first time, wow, great stuff. More gypsy stuff. Here's more Elton John, Don't Shoot the Piano Player. This is when I stopped buying Elton John, after this. And Platters, this was one of the favorite bands that my mom liked. The great songs. I mean, really, well, you know the songs, if you know. Only You, that's their signature song. Smoke Gets in Your Eyes, you know, all classics from 30s and 40s. The Great Pretender. Another. The Platters, great band. And then Fathers and Sons. What is this? Well, let me tell you. This is Chicago blues at its best. Muddy Waters, Otis Spann on piano, Michael Bloomfield, Paul Butterfield, Donald Duck Dunn. You could see him in Blues Brothers, and Buddy Miles on drums. This was one of the great albums, one of the first blues albums I got. So songs here, Blow Wind Blow, Walking Through a Park, 40 Days and 40 Nights, that's classic Muddy Waters song. I'm Ready, Sugars, Long Distance Call, Muddy Waters, Honeybee, Muddy Waters, Got My Mojo Working. Great stuff, great stuff. And this is from my favorite guy, Eric Burdon. This is like double album, but actually it's two different albums. They put it together as double album, some German edition. But Eric Burdon and Animals. He has some good stuff here, like River Deep, Mountain High. You know that Tina Turner song. St. James Infirmary, As the Year Go Passing By. Great blues stuff. Then this album is compilation. It's called Heavy Heads, but it's some of the best stuff from Chicago blues. You can see here Bo Diddley, I'm a Man, Little Walter on harmonica, Sonny Boy Williamson again harmonica, great guy, John Lee Hooker, Howlin' Wolf, oh my God, and Little Milton, great guitar guy. So Chicago blues at its best. And the first album of Dire Straits. When I heard Sultans of Swing, oh my God, and this whole album, great sound on here. Down to Waterline, Water of Love, Six Blade Knife, Soundbound Again. Every song is good. Wild West End, In the Gallery, Sultan of Swing, Lions, the whole album. You cannot skip a song. I'm gonna put this one for top 5 candidate. Another from beginning of 80s, the Pilots, the Serbian band from Belgrade. Young guys. Chuck Berry, classic rock and roll. You have to love it. Band of Gypsies, Jimi Hendrix, live. What we have here, Machine Gun, yeah, I like that one. Machine Gun, good version. Message of Love, Jimi Hendrix, Buddy Miles on drums, and Billy Cox, probably bass. Tom Jones. Well, this is actually my mom's record. This is my mom's record. And this was my mom's record. Some mixture, it's called All-Star Festival. And there is like a mixture of Louis Armstrong, Nat King Cole, Doris Day, Ella Fitzgerald, all those old Patti Page, Edith Piaf from France, some old stuff. But that's my mom's album. And again, that band Imagination. I bet you this is something from disco era. I don't remember even the name, but I have 2 albums. Well, I started liking some rhythm and blues, you know, like Barry White, James Taylor, James Brown. So I was buying anything with black artist. Yeah, here more. Hot Chocolate, same thing. Half black and couple of white guys from England. Hot Chocolate. They have a couple of great songs. You Win Again, Emma, Brother Louie, that's good song about racism that's popular today. Brother Louie. So Brother Louie is a black guy who gets a white girlfriend. So they go for a dinner to her house, and her parents, white people, they don't accept him as a black guy. Then he takes his white girlfriend to his house, and then his parents don't accept her as a white person. And then the conclusion is we all the same. Oh, here's the one. Here's the legend. Saturday Night Fever from the movie. Travolta, disco, Bee Gees, all these good songs. Oh, amazing. Double album. Kraftwerk, that's the German bullshit stuff. How about this one? Village People. When we heard YMCA, we couldn't resist. But there's that kind of disco era stuff. And then one great album. Great artist, one of the biggest of all times, David Bowie. You have to love him. You have to love him. Another Elton John, Tumbleweed Connection. Oh, Temptations. This was great album. This is Temptations, but not their like, you know, early work. This was later. More like R&B stuff, and really great. Another that Tangerine Dream, that electronic stuff. This one is called Ricochet. Ah, Bob Dylan and the Band. This is Before the Flood. Double album. One is the band by themselves, and the other part is Bob Dylan with the band following him. Some South American flute music. Paul Simon. I think this is the first record when he split with Garfunkel. Eddie Grant, he's a guy I think from Holland, but it was reggae style, and he was like some European Bob Marley. Okay, some Serbian folk music. We are big on our accordion. That's our main instrument for folk music. And the one that you already saw, Jean-Michel Jarre. That's again some electronic music, you know, when all that was popular in 70s. And then some, this is like Serbian gypsies brass bands. They are really famous. They make for wedding and parties and great dance, traditional folk stuff. And another Elton John, Madman Across the Water. That was one of the favorites. Really good stuff. That's before. I liked Elton John before he became pop. You know, writing song for Princess Di and whatever. Another Elton John. And then more Serbian gypsy music. Okay, this is Osibisa, the band from Africa. Maybe you heard of it, maybe not. They came out, there's African drums, rhythm, great stuff. Maybe this album is not their best, but I'm gonna put it in my selection for top 5 because it showed me for the first time I heard some African music different than traditional, because this is like African, this was like African R&B. So, and to close this is the set of records. I think there was 10 records. First one is Lead Belly, Blues Roots. This is all blues. Then John Henry Barbie. Then Big Joe Williams, great singer, moved to jazz. Then Big Bill Brunsey, Lonnie Johnson, C.P. Wallace, that's a female singer, Roosevelt Sykes, great stuff. Champion Jack Dupree, Otis Spann, and Sonny Boy Williams on harmonica. These 10 records, that was for me. That's how I learned the blues. Let's see what I selected here and how many. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I selected as the records that hit me when I heard them for the first time, hit me hard. Eric Burdon and the Wars, Spill That Wine. Junko Reichardt, that's how I learned the gypsy jazz. Hank Williams, Don't Laugh, great stuff. You know he's the greatest. Johnny Cash, Live at San Quentin. Dire Straits, first album. When you heard that sound for the first time. Mark Knopfler on Telecaster, the king of Telecaster. And Osibisa, the African band. That's it. That was top 5 album that's hit me hard when I heard them for the first time.